I'll tell you about vitamin D. Another name of activated vitamin D3 is 1,2,5 dihydroxy cholecalciferol. Okay, I had been saying from the previous classes that it is a calcitropic hormone, and now I am saying it is vitamin D. So, can a vitamin be a hormone? Yes, it can be. Vitamin D is known as a hormone. How and why? You can see the answer here. Why vitamin D3 is known as hormone? Why? Because it is produced in the kidney and is acting somewhere else. Definition of hormone is it is produced at one place, act somewhere else. So one criteria it is fulfilling. Produced in kidney, acting somewhere else. Target cell. It promotes the synthesis of mRNA and subsequently increases the calcium binding protein, filling the second criteria as hormone. Okay, inside the target cell, it is promoting the synthesis of mRNA. Okay. It is regulated by feedback control. Hormones are also regulated by feedback control. We have discussed this thing repeatedly. From hypothalamus, there is secretion of releasing hormones acting over pituitary is releasing the stimulating hormones. They are acting over the specific glands, and the hormone itself, by the process of negative feedback over hypothalamus and pituitary, can control its own secretion. So that is feedback control, and vitamin D3, it is also under feedback control. Vitamin D3 is endogenously synthesized. So these are the four criteria vitamin D3 is fulfilling. That's why it is called as hormone. Now about the sources. From where do we get vitamin D? All of us these days know. Vitamin D, it can be obtained from dietary sources and directly from sunlight. Okay, so in sunlight, 7-dehydrocholesterol in the skin, it is converted to pre-vitamin D3, which in turn is converted to cholecalciferol. This is the entire mechanism representing how vitamin D acts, how it is synthesized. So we had just talked about the sources. Dietary intake, you can see in this flow chart, dietary intake and sunlight. Oh, I talked about 7-dehydrocholesterol. Here you can see 7-dehydrocholesterol in the skin converted into pre-vitamin D3, and from the dietary intake as well, there is formation of cholecalciferol. Okay, now this cholecalciferol, under the influence of 25-hydroxylase enzyme that is present inside the liver, it is converted into 25-hydroxycholecalciferol. Another name is calcidiol. Okay, it's very, very important flowchart to memorize. Very interesting and important, both. Okay, so this calcidiol, under the influence of 1-alpha-hydroxylase enzyme that is located in the kidney, it gets converted to 1,2,5-dihydroxycholecalciferol. Another name is calcitriol. That is, we had got activated vitamin D3 at this part. Okay. Now about the function. So in this flowchart, you can see the synthesis. Upper part of the diagram, it is representing the synthesis. Till this point, there is synthesis. After that, it is about the actions that are exerted by activated vitamin D3. Okay, so first is resorption of the bone, increasing the level of calcium and phosphate. Now these factors acting over parathyroid gland, and it is itself is regulating its own secretion, that is feedback control. Okay, second action is of activated vitamin D3, causing increase in the calcium and phosphate absorption from the intestine. Okay, so that is about this diagram. It's a very beautiful diagram. First part explaining about the synthesis, later on parts explaining about the actions. Okay, and in between you can see the dotted lines. They represent the feedback control of its own secretion. Okay, got it? Nutshell, what is a nutshell? Increases the level of calcium and phosphate. How? Increasing reabsorption of calcium and phosphate, and the regulation is under feedback control. Again, I am telling you the physiological action. Main action is calcium absorption from the intestine. You can see over here. green arrow showing the absorption of calcium and phosphate, okay, by increasing calcium binding protein and increasing calcium ATPase and TRPV6 molecules. Then bone formation, osteoblastic proliferation and alkaline phosphatase secretion. Okay, you can see this action. Then thirdly, increases the reabsorption of calcium and phosphate, TRPV5 expression. See here. Now about the regulation. Enzyme 1-alpha hydroxylase in the proximal tubules, it is stimulated